Yeah, hey Joe, thanks. This is Roland down in the hall in Studio B, where live sessions on WNCW are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, and it is a pleasure to welcome Bombadil into the studio. Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey, Roland.
All right, thanks for stopping in. Where did you drive up from Durham today, or are you out touring? And
We did. We drove from Durham today and took 64 down around Morganton and had a pleasant drive.
Yeah.
So first time to Spindale for us.
We've been playing your music now for what, 3 or 4 years? When would
Probably. What records do you have? You have
Tar Pits and Canyon Lands?
okay. Then 2009 would be when you started.
Buzz.
Oh, you do have a Buzz
yeah,
of Buzz. Oh,
yeah.
you're going back. Then 2008.
Back, you don't remember that period too. Yeah, we've always liked your music, and I can't wait to see how it's going to sound live today. So you guys are in kind of a transition, at least in terms of records, because it's been just a few months ago that you put out All That the Rain Promises. Then you've got a new one coming out. Is that?
Yeah. When did that record come out, James?
All the Rain Promises came out, I guess, at the end of last year in mid-November, and we're hoping for a mid-November release for this new record.
Is that the plan, once a year?
Yeah, hopefully. We'd like to put one out once a year.
Do you think, like, musically in terms of, like, this is this record, now it's this record, or does it all blur together? Do you know what I mean? Do the songs sit in their own compartments, or?
It's very blurry.
Yeah, they start to blur together.
Yeah.
Maybe I associate them with the colors of the records that they're on. That one's from the green one. So.
It is. It's a light green. Well, you know, since you bring it up, I love Bombadil's cover art always, but
thank you.
Especially on All the Rain Promises. First of all, what's the title a reference to?
All That the Rain Promises and More is a mushroom hunting guide for mushrooms in the Pacific Northwest, which is actually where we recorded that record.
Yeah.
In a barn out there in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Or just outside. And in the farmhouse of the barn, we saw this field guide, and it rained the whole time we were there, so it seemed fitting.
And there were mushrooms all around whenever you looked out the windows?
Well, we did go mushroom hunting a few times and cooked it in some pasta.
Yeah.
So it
nice.
Worked out very well.
It has a very earthy kind of, like you say, the color just on this record. And then the illustrations, do y'all do that? There's what?
Actually, some friends of ours who call themselves Idiots Books. It's a husband and wife team, and they've done the art for All That the Rain Promises and Tar Pits and Canyon Lands. The wife is an illustrator, and the husband writes stories.
So there's like a coffee pot, and there's a chicken.
Right. Yeah. They
flowers in the window.
I think it's just like an item from each song was the idea.
Nice. So what's the new record going to be called? The one that's coming out in a few months.
We think we're going to call it Metrics of Affection.
Does that relate to a field guide to something?
Perhaps.
Maybe the future Bombadil field guide to dating.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be interesting. What color is that one going to be? Do we know?
Black and white.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Maybe some grayscale.
It's an odd way to start an interview talking about things that no one can see, but I love your cards. Someone describe for me, when I open up the CD, what do I see?
Sure. It's the four of us are on a school bus at the door of the school bus. That school bus is actually on the property where we recorded the record, and the husband and wife live in the school bus in the summertime.
So there's an elk head. Is that what that is?
I think it's a deer head.
Is it mounted on the
hood of the car? I forgot about that.
And you all, you look like something out of Monty Python, like you're crouched down, peering out the window, with pressed against the glass, with odd little looks on your faces. Were you trapped?
Just very much feeling the vibe of the place, probably.
Yeah. It's cool. What's the vibe of Bombadil?
The vibe of Bombadil. Well, that's a hard question. I think we're a band full of songwriters and singers, and I think that's unusual for just any other band that I've ever been in. So we all think about words and songs and vocals a lot.
When each person brings a song in, totally different subject matter, different approach, or do they kind of all meet in the middle?
I feel like a lot of times it's a very similar approach. They might sound different, but I feel like it comes from similar places.
Yeah. Cool.
It is amazing writing songs how much the people you're around influence you. So, that definitely comes through in the music, I think, and everyone works on each other's songs. So
yeah.
I don't think there's distinctly different styles.
Sweet. And Birthday is the name of the song? Yeah.
Sad Birthday.
Sad Birthday, I'm sorry. Yeah. Is there a story behind that song? Where do these songs come from?
These stories always come from different places. I think it came from, everyone always sings happy birthday on your birthday, but you're not always happy on your birthday. You don't always have a good day on your birthday. And so wanting to have a song that represented that Actually, and really, as far as the chords on this song is written by Brian, our fourth member, who's not with us today. And he actually wrote it, or I guess maybe the first time we recorded and put it together was in Stewart's garage in Shawnee, Oklahoma. It was the first demo we did of the song. So a little bit of trivia.
Do you have lots of songs and you have to pick and choose, or are you lucky to get a song? How does it work with the band?
I guess sometimes it can be either. Sometimes we're struggling to put together enough songs, but I maybe always struggling to put enough songs together that are good, that kind of fit whatever record we're working on. But there's always probably more songs than there are space for. If that makes sense. There's always infinite ideas, I suppose.
Do you have, like, when you record a record, is there a theme? Is there an idea?
Not always. They do seem to come. I think as we're making it, kind of comes together. Yeah. They had this new record definitely talks a lot about romantic relationships, I'd say, and also just struggles in life. And it's interesting as songs that different people write still kind of fit together thematically.
Yeah. And so you all wrote it in your house, is that right? Or recorded, in your house?
We did. We all live in a big 1920s Southern house in downtown Durham. Yeah. And we recorded it in my bedroom and in our band practice room together. Yeah. Very close.
I'm always interested in, like, when people choose kind of interesting locations to make a record. Like, you go to a barn to make a record, and then you go to your bedroom to make a record. Does the place change the sound? Is it where you are?
Definitely changes the sound, and I feel like you get influenced by the place. Yeah. And it's also, now that we're not going into recording studios and we're doing it ourselves, it seems that either doing it where we live or doing it somewhere interesting is much more fun.
Yeah.
Because we can. So we'll have to pick another fun spot for the next one, I think.
Yeah. Do you get tired of talking about your name because it's fun? I mean, Bombadil, reference to a character out of Tolkien.
That's right. No, you can bring it up. Actually, none of us deserve credit for coming up with the band name. We had a friend when we were first starting to play together. And he was reading Lord of the Rings and really loved this character, Tom Bombadil, and thought it really fit with the music that we were doing. Just that Tom doesn't really fit with the rest of the Lord of the Rings characters or world, and that the rings have no power over him. Right. And then also that he's this folksy, kind of woodsy character, and I think a lot of our early songs were really... and still are very folk based, and so
he's like the most whimsical.
I think so, and yes, definitely.
But the most powerful, but he doesn't care enough about it to be able to use his power in any way that'll help. And he always sings too, right?
That's right. So we lucked into a good name for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if we always live up to it, but we're working on it.
What's the stage? I mean, you guys are kind of famous for the costumes and the stuff. We have costumes tonight?
We do have a friend in Portland, Oregon, designed us our newest round of suits. We're particularly proud of.
Do we get a preview, or is it you have to see the show to know?
You can come out to the tour van and take a look if you'd like. But yeah, you'd have to come to the show. We've got some new ones in the works right now. They're being made in India. So.
Really?
Which is it's just fun to say.
Yeah, it sounds good. The Beatles did that, you know?
Right.
So. Live sets, do you keep the songs about like this? Do you ever improvise? Do the songs stretch out? How does the live show work?
No, I guess we don't do that much improv. I'm not really sure why. I guess, well, at least me personally, I guess I feel like it can get boring when they jam. Maybe unless you're really good at that. Often I just get really bored. And so I like hearing lots of songs that are, tight and surprising and move me or move in interesting ways. And so we try to do that. Give instead of maybe one long song where you're just playing the same four chords, right. Lots of little songs with lots of...
But they feel that way. They feel like tiny little containers, each one.
Yeah, so we like that and try to make each little separate little story, like a little book of short stories.
I wonder, have you ever really, really fleshed out the sound, like had a chance to play with lots of different voices coming in?
We've actually got a show coming up at the Cat's Cradle in Chapel Hill on Saturday, and we're having a string quintet play with us.
Yeah, see, I could see that. I could just hear it.
It was really, the rehearsals have been just so much fun because we have strings on our records, but either our keyboards are their players who come in at the end of the process and add stuff.
Right.
So we've never played with that sound really happening, and once they really got cooking, it was.
So are you writing out the arrangements for them, or are you kind of letting them run
using
with it?
the stuff from the record that we've already arranged for the most part? Yeah. So It's really fun.
Nice. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm James Phillips, and I play the drums in Bombadil.
And I was going to point out, you have a new record of your own out, is that right?
I do, actually. I put out a solo record on Tuesday. That I lived in the same barn that we made All That the Rain Promises for a month, and put out a solo record.
So you were there on the bus after they left. You were still...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I stayed out. The Northwest took a hold on me for a
Nice.
little while, so yeah.
Tell us about the new record. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So the reason the songs aren't for Bombadil is I got very interested in electronic music, and so I lived in a barn and found out about this songwriting challenge to write an album in a month. So I wrote and recorded it, and arranged it all in the month of February. So it's called 29 Days.
Cool. Yeah, we look forward to hearing it.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So you're lucky you got that extra day. It was a leap year.
Yeah.
That's right.
I wouldn't have finished
Otherwise.
it if it wasn't for that day.
Sometimes fate helps us out, right?
That's right. My name's Daniel. I play bass in Bombadil.
Nice.
I am Stuart. I am playing the piano.
And you've got some solo music, new music out. Is that right?
Working on new Bombadil songs.
Okay. You have a
Some
video or
rough
something? Did I see
demos.
that on your website?
Yeah, we try to snap videos when we can,
Mhm.
new stuff, just to, I guess, remind us what songs sound like.
There's a kind of a, am I wrong? I think it's kind of a theatrical element to the music. I mean, I'd imagine the videos are fun to make for you guys.
I guess we don't usually make them. Usually outsource that. Or, at
Okay.
least I'm not very good at making videos, and so
Yeah.
we should try to get somebody that specializes or likes making videos. We're still experimenting with it. We're still in the early process of doing videos. Mostly Stuart's been handling that, though. So
Yeah. What if, some of the publicity photos of you all, though, are really cool. Is that, again, just like someone tells you what to do, or are those your ideas? No.
I think it's just we're very fortunate as a band that we go out and do what we do in the world, and we meet just incredibly talented people. And so Liz Devine and Melissa Madison Fuller, who've taken most of our photos, are just amazing photographers who like us and are happy to take our pictures.
Make you do
when-
strange things.
Yeah, when they're around. It's great.
Okay, Bombadil playing live in Studio B there at the Great Eagle in Nashville tonight, and at the Evening Muse in Charlotte tomorrow night, and Points Beyond. Y'all, thanks so much for coming in. Sounded great.
Thank you.
Live Studio B sessions on WNCW are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. Thanks again to Bombadil. We get to something from the Black Lilies, WNCW.